I think once you find the balance between S&C and then cricket, I think that would be really, really good, really important.
I think being an S&C coach in cricket is one of the hardest things. Like, you go there, you learn all the right things to do, and then you're like, this sport is just endless.
Man,
like,
there've been fractures for. This is like 2 years. So since I've been injured, there've been so many more fractures. You know, people, and not just in England. People have been going on all over. Boomerang, Carl Jameson. You know, different countries. Everyone's going. So I really don't know. And everyone's got good S&C coaches and stuff. These international guys. I don't know, man. I'd like to know a little bit more about it. Probably that as well. Who knows? Honestly, who knows? From
a skill point though, like, because it's so hard to blend, get like resting, recovering, and then being able to develop your skills. I actually always say to people, the hardest time to develop your skills was pretty much when I turned pro. Like, putting in all that work early on was so important, and then when you become pro, it's like you got to pride yourself on recovery, like, and not being in the nets and not training because you don't want to damage anything. How do you balance that right now for yourself? And yeah, I guess, is there any way that you've sort of found of keeping your skills up with rest in your body?
To be honest, I never had to. I think probably no. I think I'm at the stage where rehabbing, like, I feel like every ball that I bowl now is important. Whereas before, like, I could bowl the whole day. I could bowl an hour at training. You know, you never think about it. You just, for me, I was just always bowling, always batting, always playing cricket. But I feel like now I have to chill a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I definitely need to chill a little bit. But before, I never thought that, you know, I could get injured. I thought I was invincible when I was younger. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have that as well. And then I think one of the best things that ever happened to me, and I know you had something similar, was I got injured young. I got injured when I was 16. And then that was the thing that, for me, gave me the reality of, okay, my body could be something here that could let me down. I don't want it. Obviously, I've got my condition and things like that, but I don't want that to be the case. And just went and put in. A coach said to me brilliantly one day, he was like, put in the foundational work that you need right now so that you don't have to do it later on. So that you're not right now at 25, 26, 27, 28, whenever you get there, like you're having to put in that work.
That's the same thing you asked me earlier. You know, if there's any part of my game that I want to expand, no. Like, I did everything I needed to do. Like, from like bowling wise, variations, back of the hand, knuckleball. I did all of that when I was young.
Yeah,
and literally like cemented it as part of your arsenal. So like, no, and people ask if there are any balls that you want to learn. Like, no, not to say no at all. But most of the slower balls or variations I do have. Yeah. Do have.
You said about your mindset was like you're a bit more, every ball means more. Like, so when you're in the nets, like warming up, you're putting quality on that. And is that what you're doing now?
Well, no, I'm saying I'm doing that now. I said before, like, as I said, like, you just bowl. Whereas, no, like, after a few injuries, you know, like, every ball you bowl now is precious and important.
It's hard to say what the right one is, though, don't you think? Like, if you were to say, back when I was a kid, if I'd put more quality on the every ball then, and maybe not bowled as much, would I have fast tracked my progress? I think
hindsight.
It's hindsight, right? And I get so many people who are not in the game or played sport be like, oh, well, what if you did this? And I'm like, well, I didn't. I'm here where I'm at because I've done what I've done.
The same way, okay, the first year that I played the twos, I played 3 games. I kind of got like 4 wickets every single game. Me and Hobbsy were bombing it for the twos, and then I got injured in my back. And I'm pretty sure if I kept playing that season, I would have got a contract, 100%. Because Chops got one as well that year. And like, I think he ended up playing, because I got to the UK a few weeks before him. So I played like 4 games before Chops did. So like the last game I played, Chops got like 80. Like off of like 40 balls.
Yeah, great player.
But yeah, I was just say that to say, like, you could say what if, like, you know, I could have said potentially I could have played for England a little bit sooner. If I played for Sussex my first year, I would have played first class sooner and then probably been on the radar. Like, as I told you earlier, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah,
everything happens
because you go the other way, like sliding doors moment, you go the other way, you don't know whether you would have got injured sooner. Like, there's so many statistics on young players.
I could have made my debut and I could have gone at sixes and got no wickets and not played again for the rest of the season. So, you know, it's uncertainty and hindsight. So much could go wrong or so much could go right. Who knows? I don't really want to find out. I'm happy with how my path went. You know, the ups and downs, they make you who you are, because cricket is not one of those predictable games. Cricket is so unpredictable, and you know, you're gonna have bad days, you're gonna bowl bad balls, and I guess the downs just teach you how to deal with them and cope with stuff.
Yeah. How do you deal with if you have had a bad game? If you've not performed the way you wanted to, what do you do? Well,
I never had a bad game twice. That's what I tell myself, and luckily I've never did. So, you know, it's okay to have a bad game, a bad day. That's fine.
That's such a good outlet to have.
Yeah,
I think
I've never had a bad game twice, and this year is testament to that. My first 50 over bat for England, South Africa. Had my worst set of 10 ever. I went for like 70. I never even went for. I don't think I barely went for 40 in the World Cup. I went for 70, and you know what happened the very next game? I had my worst figures and my best figures literally 4 days apart.
Hey, if you've enjoyed that video, then you can click right here to watch the full unedited version of that episode. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel by clicking the button below. I'll see you soon.